you ever lifted double your body weight? Well, I have. In this powerlifting competition, I lifted almost double my body weight in a deadlift. Today, I'm going to talk about what powerlifting is and how it is performed in a competition. Powerlifting is a very underrated sport that many people are capable of doing and can be very helpful to your health. So let's talk about the first lift in a powerlifting competition, the low bar squat. The low bar squat targets your glutes, quads, hamstrings, hip flexors, core, and upper back. This helps to improve strength, which can increase your speed, improve functional movement in your daily life, and keep your muscles healthy for the long term. In positioning, when you start out, you want to have the bar positioned a few inches below your shoulders, and your arms should be in tight to keep the bar stable. And during the movement, you want your hip crease to go lower than your kneecap. In this video, you can see as you can see, my arms are in tight, and as I go down, my hips crease goes lower. This helps to keep the bar stable and helps to control the bar on the way down. In an article by Alexandria Clearwater, she explains why these positions and alignments help for a powerlifting competition. The article is Proper Squat Progressions and Alignment Corrections. So let's talk about how this transitions into a competition. In the USAPL, United States Powerlifting division of powerlifting competition, there are standards set for the squat. So this means that when you go to do your squat, you have to be in the right alignment and you have to hit certain things. Like your crease has to be lower, so you have to be below parallel, and when you start out with your lift, you have to be locked out with your knees and no movement before your lift can start. You also you cannot go back down after you are on your way up, because that does not count. These standards are set by the United States Powerlifting Association, which is from the USA Powerlifting website. In the competition, there are commands that a judge will give you, and if you disregard these commands, you will not be able to get the lift approved. These commands are the squat, so they will tell you when to start after you have unracked, and after you have squatted, gone all the way down, and went back up, they will tell you to re-rack. And then there are 3 judges that will be on 2 sides and behind you. These judges are to make sure that you are hitting the proper alignments and positions for your squat, and they give the go-ahead if you hit these positions. There is a light system, so each judge controls a light system. It's like a traffic light, red, yellow, or green. And if you get a green light, that means you did it perfectly. Yellow light means it may be been a little faulty. Red light means you didn't get it at all. So there's 3 lights, and you have to get a minimum of, you cannot get any red light at all, or else you fail the lift. Next, let's take a look at the bench press. So the bench press targets the biceps, shoulders, deltoids, pecs, core, and glutes. The bench press improves your strength, which can increase the amount you can lift in your daily life. So if you go to buy groceries or if you have kids that you have to pick up a lot, then you're able to pick up more without feeling as tired or struggle as much. For positioning, in this picture, you can see that her head's down, her shoulders are on the bench, and her heels are on the bench, and also her butt's on the bench. This is very important for competition because these are the standards that you have to maintain. For her starting out position, her hands are shoulder width apart, and her back is arched to help provide more support. In this video, this will demonstrate the full lift. As you can see, the bar went all the way down to my chest and back up. And the bar path has to stay straight down and up to keep a good form. For competition, there are also standards designated by USAPL, and it is similar to the squat, where you have to keep your form and position in the correct place, or else a lift may not count. The commands for bench is a little bit different. It is start, so you will unrack and start your lift. Then you have to pause on your chest, and then they will command you up. And then after you get all the way locked out at the top, you'll re-rack. And if you do not do these three commands properly, you could fail the lift. It is similar where there's 3 judges on each side and in front of you that will be having a light system to determine if you followed all the standards. And some of the common ways that many athletes fail at a bench press is from not locking out, or they go back down after going back up. And if it's the same thing as if you get one red light, you do not get the lift. It is not good. So now we will talk about the deadlift. So the deadlift targets the glutes, hamstrings, quads, deltoids, and core. It improves your strength in these areas, which can improve your speed. It can also help with to keep your body balanced, as your hamstrings are a very major muscle that you want to keep proportionate to your quads in terms of muscle strength. For positioning, when you start out, you want to have your hands on the bar, and this one is doing a traditional positioning where her knees are in close and her feet are in close, and so her arms are coming down at shoulder width apart. And so in this video, you'll be able to see that for this stance, the bar path should be straight up, so it's just basically picking something off the ground. You could also see in that video that my shoulders were back and my arms were straight when I started. This is to keep everything tight, and you want to keep your core tight so that you can maintain proper form. For competition, there are also standards for the deadlift, and some of the main things are you may not let go of the bar, so even after you have done the lift and are at the top, you have to keep control on the way down. There are only 2 commands, which is start and down. Once you have started, you have to lock out completely your knees at the top, and once the judge says down, you have to bring it down with control. There are also 3 judges, each on the side and one in the front, that will clear you if you have completed the lift properly. Some of the reasons that people fail the deadlift is because they lose control and their grip fails, so they let go of the bar, and or they cannot completely lock out at the top, so the judge cannot give the down command before they end up having to go down. So now let's review why powerlifting is a unique and sport that could be for everyone. Dan Austin and Brian Mann said that powerlifting is a very physical sport. They also acknowledged that it can be a very mental sport, and that's why I think many people are able to do this sport, because you just have to push through your physical boundaries to find what you are capable of. Hopefully this has opened your eyes to the sport of powerlifting and what goes into each lift. Thank you. This is my CST 100 informative speech. Thank you.